Wish you whatever the best.
That's it, guys. That's it. I know you said that Rolly.
Still make us promotion, baby.
Thank you. Right? Say it one more time.
Hey Tank, I know you said that Rolly does awkward stuff. He's not awkward, he just does dumb shit. Do you still stand by that?
Nah, he was doing a little. He was doing that. Yeah.
What's good, family? So mash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell. Ah, here we go again. And it's interesting because after the fight I said, listen, Wank Davis is the bum slayer. He loved to fight a bum. Yeah, he stays slaying bums. He's the #1 bum slayer of all time. Genuinely, yeah. In terms of a fighter with the most prospective talent, Wank Davis would have to be up there. Yeah? If you plotted all the fighters with the most talent throughout history who fought the worst set of fighters, it would have to be Wank Davis as #1, wouldn't it? Because Tank has immense talent, prospectively, but he does nothing with it. People like Devin Haney and Cambosos and Teofimo Lopez, who in my opinion are a tier below Tank, categorically in terms of power, especially for them small dudes, it's very rare for a 135 pounder to have knockout power. Then again, we don't really know how much knockout power Tank has because he ain't fought no one yet. So it's a catch-22. Although we can speculate that Devin Haney and Cambosos have fought many bums. They don't KO many people. Tank Davis, he fought bums too. He knocked them out though. But anyway, the reason I give you that intro is because you've already heard the start of the video, and it wasn't only just the language. Tank Davis says, "Oh, I'm still Mayweather Promotions, baby." That wasn't really the issue though. For me, it was the body language. Honestly, Tank Davis looked like a whole chick, grabbing onto Leonard Snouterby's arm and hugging up to him. And it's one thing, I get it. After a fight, big emotions, you're feeling elated. You want to make love to everyone. Tank Davis just popped a molly. He feeling himself right now. Yeah, you want to make love to everyone. I get that. But like I said, it was a bit too much for me. To go that deep saying, "Oh, I'm still Mayweather Promotions, baby," and doing all the extra shit, hugging and whatnot. That tells me that I'd be very surprised if Tank was to do all that and then change his mind. As in, and then this week to decide I'm leaving. I believe potentially it was a narrative, although to be fair, Floyd wasn't there. Floyd not being at the fight implies that it probably was somewhat serious. But who knows? Well, I know. I know Tank Davis. Yeah? Let's not forget, people. He's the one who made the whole song and dance. We're not the ones. We've been saying for years he needs to leave and fight some real fighters. So it don't make a difference to us. He's the one, for the first time, who came out and said, "I'm sick of fighting bums. I love to fight bums, but I'm sick of fighting bums." But we should have known, because a day later he came out and said, "Oh no, I'm still Team Mayweather." And I speculated, well, maybe he's only saying that because he's scared of being robbed on the cards. Obviously not now, because after the fight, and I'm pretty sure that's what I said, you know. I'm pretty sure a month ago when this news came out that Tank was leaving, I said, #1, I'll believe it when I see it. But #2, let's see what he's saying after this fight. Because what if you notice about the PBC lot, yeah? Benavidez, Plant, they all have a lot to say about their futures when they've got a fight booked. Yeah? Benavidez had a lot to say about Plant, a lot to say about Charlo, a lot to say about Bomelo when he had when he had David Lemieux in front of him. He'd say things like, "Yeah, I want to fight them all. I want to fight Bomelo. I want to fight Plant, but I've got Lemieux up next." Then guess what? Benavidez dispatches of Lemieux, and it's radio silence. I said at the time, why wasn't Plant, why wasn't Charlo at the fight? A fight night is the biggest opportunity to announce the next fight. What are these management teams doing? Why aren't they using the massive marketing platforms like a big pay-per-view show or a big fight night to market the next one? That's what used to happen. A big fight would be the winner of the next fight, or a big fight would be used as a springboard to launch the next one. That's how you build momentum. That's how you build narratives. But these guys, what it shows you is these guys don't have no intention of doing the shit they're saying. And before you know it, Benavidez will be fighting another bum. You best believe it as well. You best believe that as well, people. Best believe it. Same as Plant. And back to Wank Davis, same thing. Before the fight, oh, I've got to get past Rolly. I've still got one fight in my contract, but I'm leaving. After the fight, grinning teeth, kissing babies, hugging up to Leonard Snouterby. Big snout having ass. Proper snout, innit? Breathing for all of us, yeah? Trust me. Leonard Ellerby, he breathing for all of us right now, 100%. That's what you can guarantee. Wherever you are in the world, know Leonard is having a breath for you as well, 100%. Yeah? He's got his nose, listen, Leonard Noserby has got his nose in everyone's business, but it's not his fault. He can't help it. Yeah, he was just born that way. He was born with his nose naturally in everyone's geographical business. Big snout having ass. Yeah? But listen, am I pissed off? I am. Theoretically pissed off, but in reality, we've been nudists. That's why I said, don't get excited, believe it when you see it. And that really is the rule for this game in general these days. Believe it when you see it. There's no point getting your hopes up about big fights happening. There's no point getting your hopes up about things happening that make sense. Believe it when you see it, because if you don't, you'll constantly get cucked. Yeah? Tank Davis loves to fight bums. And from now on, that's the only truth that's been shown people. Time and time again. Devin Haney wanted to fight Lomachenko. Teofimo wanted to fight Lomachenko. These guys are 4 or 5 years younger than Tank. I remember when Tank was a young gun. What's he done since? Tank, yeah, has been pro since he was 16. He's 26 now. And honestly, I remember back in 2012, seeing Tank as a 16-year-old and thinking, wow, I was only 18 at the time. And now here we are, 28 and 26. And what the fuck? He ain't done nothing. I remember seeing Tank as a 16-year-old looking super young. I'm thinking, damn, this kid's got loads of talent. And Floyd was hanging around him and whatever else. 10 years later, he's done nothing. 10 years later, he's fighting a gym fighter. Rolly Romero is categorically a gym fighter. And a useless one at that. Tank Davis, every time he fights someone who no one's ever heard of. Until that day. And yet, here we are again. Afterwards, oh, I'm Team Mayweather, baby. And I believe it. I'm sorry, I believe it. Again, some people have said, well, no, it's just, he's happy after the fight. Listen. What's there to be happy after the fight about? Tank, your legacy is still useless. Yeah? Yes, you're making money. And that is part of the problem today. The problem with boxing today is you can make a lot of money for not doing a lot. Tank probably got paid 2, 3, 4 million last night. Fighting a complete bum. So really, I get it. Because if I could make $4 million, yeah, fighting a complete bum, I know I'm going to knock out with ease for $4 million. Why would you take a harder fight for $8 million? What's the point in that? Just keep fighting the bums and taking the easy paydays once a year. There's no one cares about any substance anymore. It's all about the bag. That's the bottom line. But the difference is now, people. Before, we all speculated. Oh, it's Floyd doing it. It's not Tank. Tank's too stupid. He doesn't know that he's been held back. Now, at least we know Tank knows. Tank's already said, oh, I'm leaving. Oh, I need to take my career in my own hands. I need to make the big fights happen. So when he doesn't leave now, there's no more blaming Mayweather. For a long time, all of us blamed Mayweather. Mayweather is definitely part of the problem, for sure. But the difference is now, Tank knows there's a problem. Tank knows. Tank's not naive. Before, you hear fighters say things like, oh, I leave things to my team. Which implies that they don't know what's going on and it's not in their control. I've always called bullshit on that. But you know what? Let's give Tank the benefit of the doubt. He does seem a bit slow. So he's a bit slow, and he says his team's in control. Fine. Let's all blame Floyd. That's over now. Every single time this guy fights another bum, it's all to do with him. Facts. Because if it wasn't, he could have been out of his deal this time. And people like Eddie Hearn, and whatever we say about Eddie Hearn is, yeah, he does push for hard fights. And I respect that. Even if it don't make sense sometimes, he still loves to push his fighters in hard fights. Fair play to the guy. I'd rather that. I'd rather his fighters get cooked early than be doing what Mayweather's doing. Following the Bum Slayer program. The Bum Slayer of the history. Honestly. Yeah? Rolly Romero is Bum of the Year. Tank Davis is a Bum Slayer. Is in the Bum Slayer Hall of Fame. He is the Bum Slayer champion. Honestly. I've never seen a man with so much talent slay so many bums. Honestly, that's God's honest truth. And if you disagree, you tell me in history. In history, what fighter has had all that power and still carried on fighting bums? Tell me which one. There hasn't been one, people. And then the thing is as well, he has no ambitions about world championships. Instead, he gets these weird belts made up for him. Oh, I'm fighting for this world. What? Haney and Kambosos are undisputed in your weight division. Are you talking about you got a belt? What a joker. It's embarrassing. Imagine having to make belts up. Imagine being that guy who sits there and says, I want to fight for a belt that's made up, knowing there's a real competition going on. Now, a week ago, Wank Davis said he wants the winner of Devin versus Kambosos. And to be honest with you, the sad thing about this situation is the fact that I think that Wank Davis will wash both of them. Honestly, I do. I think Wank Davis will wash whoever comes out on top of that fight. I just do. But still, is it going to happen? I don't think so. And the worst thing is, for me, it's the culture of Mayweather promotions. They say things like, don't no one know Devin Haney? Don't no one know Kambosos? What? Do people know Rolly Romero? Bummy Bomero? Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, people don't know Lomachenko. He's not a big name. What, was Santa Cruz a big name? Was Isaac Cruz a big name? And that's why I can't stand the media. Because for years, Leonard Ellaby says these things. Oh, don't no one know Haney? It don't make financial sense. And not one man has said to him, okay, maybe Haney isn't a big name. Maybe Kambosos isn't a big name. Maybe Tio isn't a big name. But neither's all the other bums you fought. In fact, guess what? Devin Haney might be a small name, but he's 50 times bigger than Isaac Cruz was. He's 50 times bigger than Rolly Romero was. Bummy Bomero was. Plus, he's got a world championship belt. So these guys are bigger than all the people you're fighting, and they've got something to offer. Leonard Ellaby saying, these guys don't have nothing to offer. Tank brings it all. Tank brings a few ticket sales. That's it. Don't have no belts, no credibility. And that's that. But he's a ticket seller. He's a ticket seller fighting bums is what he is. But I'm done with Tank. I'm completely done with Tank. Honestly, I'm done with him. And to be honest, I don't care who he's with. I'd be more confident if he was with Eddie Hearn. Because Eddie ain't trying to pay, for the most part. Eddie might give you one bum fight, but he's not trying to pay you to fight a load of bums. He want them big fights. Yeah? That's that, especially these days when he's been pressed by DAZN. But I don't care if suddenly Tank's going to start getting it done with Mayweather. I don't care where you are. But I'm telling you now, the odds of it getting done with Mayweather is remote. Mayweather's a renowned hater. He will not want Tank becoming a 135-pound version with power of him. He won't want that. He'll want Tank to retire in 5 years' time, having his last fight. Listen, Tank's best fight may end up being Rolly Romero. Genuinely. That may end up being the best opponent he ever had. You know what I'm saying? And that says something. Okay, no. Wow. And 135 division is packed as well. It's not like it's some random ass division, like 140 for example, with no one in it. 135 is packed and still you're fighting bums. It's embarrassing. Proper embarrassing. sitting there grinning teeth and smiling. Oh man, I'm done with this world. This world's all over the place. Sick of it. Sick to death.